welcome back to Watch the Time. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm really pleased to be able to bring you another watch. This is the OLTO-8 Infinity 2. They contacted me on my official email asking if I'd be interested in featuring it. Took me a little while to get back to them because I don't always check my emails, but thankfully they've sent it over. I went for the white dial with Arabics. They've got a few different variations to choose from, so I'll show you that as we go through the video. Not a cheap watch. It does retail at $399. So yeah, does it live up to the price? The specs look decent, but what I do like about it more than anything is just a little bit unique. It just looks a bit different. It's not just it doesn't look like a copy and paste jobby, just a quintessential sort of analog style watch. It looks nice. They've done something a little bit different and they've thrown in good specs to match that. So will it live up to the billing? Because like I said, $399 is not cheap. But when you've got something that looks quite different on your wrist, I've had many people comment on it. Oh, where'd you get that watch from? That looks pretty cool. That can't be a bad thing. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm hoping by the end of the video, you know if it's for you or not. If it is, please use the link in the description. It's not an affiliate link. It just takes you over to their website, makes your job a little bit easier. But yeah, there we are, guys. As I always say, thanks for tuning back in. And without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys and girls, so this is the watch. This is the packaging it came in. As you can see, OLTO-8. As I said in the intro, this is the Infinity 2. I was happy to receive it. Like I said in the intro, I do like the fact it's quite different. That's how it comes inside. You've got the strap, which comes separate. It's all sort of in different compartments, if you like. It's got a warranty card, which wasn't signed. I'm unsure at the moment if that's going to be the case when you purchase one, or if it's just because they've sent me one to review. But for the price, yeah, they should really be signing this stuff. Really, it's got an instruction manual. OLTO-8 to the best time. There you are. So let's put all that stuff back, and then we can look at the watch. I've worn it for a few days now. As you guys will know at this point, I only simulate unboxings when I do them, just because I like to be able to show you the whole process in terms of the watch in the box and stuff. Maybe just put the strap back on, because obviously I took it off to put back in the box. Quick release pins to make it much easier for yourself to put the strap together. You're seeing this in real time, and you'll see just how easy or not as the case may be, but generally, yeah, quick release pins do make it exceptionally or an awful lot easier just to sort of fit the strap. Is that in? I think we're good to go. And there is the watch. As I said, the OLTO-8 Infinity 2. Inside, it's running an automatic Miyota movement. This movement is an 8-2S5. I'll bring some information up about that movement now. Yeah, it's a non-hacking movement, which is a bit unfortunate given the sort of $399 price point. But yeah, this is running pretty bang on in terms of time. So in terms of the time, I got no real complaints. 21 joules and all the good stuff that you can see right now. As I said, Miyota movements are not too bad. I know I've given them a bit of a hard time in the past, but their 9000 series movements are one of my favourites. So yeah, I can't be too hard on them. And this is the movement it's running. So it's the 8-2S5. The construction of the watch, they say it's stainless steel. It's very hard to see how that's stainless steel, given it does feel a bit plasticky. I'm guessing it's coated stainless steel, so we'll go with that. The crown, exhibition case back, so the outer part of the exhibition case back, and pin buckle clasp, all 316L stainless steel. Like I said, with different coatings on there. You've got a PVD coating on the crown, outer part of the exhibition case back, and also the pin buckle clasp, but the main material is 316L stainless steel. The case thickness of the watch is 12.6 millimeters. The case diameter, this one measured from the 9 to the 3 o'clock position, it's measured at 45.2, and when you go from sort of here to here to include that crown, it does come in at 52.8 millimeters. The lug width on this is 22, and the lug to lug, tip to tip, given it's wider than it is long, is only coming at 45 millimeters. So obviously it's, yeah, how it was 0.2 wider I'm not sure, but that's just how it measures. But for all intents and purposes, it is sort of like a square watch. But there we are. They're measurements of the watch. The case back I already showed you is an exhibition case back, screwed down, and you'll see some information going around the part of the exhibition case back. Just giving you some information. The back is mineral crystal, just so you know. The crown is situated at the 4 o'clock position. It is a push-pull crown, and you can turn it to charge it up, which we'll talk about in a moment. Bezel, there's no real bezel, to be honest. It's sort of integrated with the case, as you'll see, sort of all in one really. So I guess if you were going to call it anything, you'd call it a fixed bezel. And as the crown is also sterile, just to let you know. The strap on this is rubber, very, very nice, very comfortable. As you can see, it doesn't match completely. I don't know if that was a design that they wanted to go with, but there we are. Quick release pins, you'd have seen already some little gaps in there just for a bit of ventilation, to help you disperse the sweat and stuff if it's a warm day. And the pin buckle clasp is sterile, and yeah, got a blue PVD coating, as is the crown. The crystal covering the dial is sapphire crystal, and I dare say it does look like it's got a reasonable amount of AR coating on there, guys, because my studio lights otherwise would be playing havoc, so that's good to see. The water resistance is cited as being 50 meters, so that would give you 5 atmospheres of water resistance. Not really appropriate for swimming, but every other day tasks and stuff you can get it wet. It shouldn't really be a problem. I'll leave the weight. I'm going to give you an idea of the weight. So the weight in its entirety on the strap is just above 127 grams, and just below that I'll leave it just with the watch, which is just above 93.5 grams roughly. So it tells you the watch itself, in terms of the head of the watch, is quite heavy. It's not a light watch, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, it does fit comfortable on the wrist, which you'll see in a moment. But anyway, I digress. Let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in just a little bit more detail. So you've got a minute track going around the outer edge, from numerals from 1 to 60. Inside that, you've got the dial, which sort of is compressed down a little bit from the raised rehaut, if you like. Lots going on there. You've got numerals from really 1 to 12, from the 9 to 3 o'clock position. Down here, you'll see, just down here, you'll be able to make it out. It goes from 0 to 20. That's the seconds. It seems to do that 3 times for a minute. So that's just to bear that in mind. If you take the crown out, which I'll do now, unfortunately it hasn't got no ghost position, which is good to see. If you turn it, you'll see the hours. So you'll go from there at 6 o'clock through to 8 and so on and so forth. Once you get to 12, it restarts again on the other side. So that will enable you to be able to tell the time as you'd like. Yeah, see, excuse me guys, I said before it's a non-hacking movement. They've obviously hacked this variant, which is good to see. I was looking up information of this before on this watch, and there was no information available of non-hacking movements on this variant. So it's good to see this has got hacking. So excuse me, I do apologize. I'll correct that. Put it back in, it will start back up again. I'll bring the loom up as well, guys. Have a look at this loom. Very, very good loom. Was a massive surprise to me to see loom like this on this watch. Couple different color variation, the colors they're using in terms of the loom. But yeah, nice to see. But yeah, there we are. But yeah, like I said, guys, lots going on here. You got a couple of blue screws. You got OLTO-8 automatic down at the 4. And yeah, like I said, you got the seconds down at the 6 o'clock position ish, and they've got numerals there. And like I said, if you take the crown out, it does hack. If you put it back in, it will start back up again. If you turn it away from you, you can give it some charge. But like I said, there's only one position, which is to enable you to tell the time. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. That's what you're working with. Very unusual, but we like unusual, or at least I do. But let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference, and that's what it looks like on me. Cool looking piece. As I said previously, there are a few other color variations that I'll bring up now, just to give you an idea of what it looks like with different looks, if you like. And then that will take me on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with pucker. So what I think is pants, a few bits and pieces really. The size, I think it's a bit oversized at 45mm, to be honest. I'd like to see it maybe 3mm smaller. You probably could take in a little bit of this sort of case and stuff to bring it in a little bit more compact. 3mm at least, 42mm would probably be a much better size for the watch in general. The crown, this crown is a bit long. You'll see it there. I don't know why it needs to be quite so long. It protrudes a fair amount, as you'd have seen. It's almost 8mm away from the case. That's a lot, isn't it? In terms of, yeah, so the crown being too long. The colour mismatch is something that really bothers me, actually, in terms of sort of like the cream and the white. I'd like that to have been consistent in terms of being the same colour. And the price, in terms of $399, it's going to be something that many people are not going to be interested in buying because of the price. So yeah, it's something, if you want something different on your wrist, something a bit unique, if you like, I think this could be one to pick up. But yeah, not inexpensive, if you like. So just to surmise what I think is pants, as I'll go with the size, crown, colour mismatch and price. What I think is Pukka, I'd go with the Sapphire crystal. I don't always mention that on more expensive watches, but the fact that they've put Sapphire crystal on a watch like this, I think it does add a little bit of quality. The dial generally is where this watch is going to be shining in terms of just how different it is. I've never seen anything quite like it. I'm not saying there hasn't been anything around like it. I don't know of every watch in the world, but I like the fact that the dial's a bit different. The loom I mentioned before, the loom on this is very, very good. So yeah, there's no issues with the loom. The rubber strap is really, really good quality. Very, very nice fluoro rubber. Very comfortable, quick release pins. So the rubber strap on this, they sell separately. You can buy for $50, and it's a very nice strap. And finally, the uniqueness of the watch. Just, yeah, I think it's to be applauded, going for something different. So many watches that look the same. It's nice that they've gone in their own design and look something different. So yeah, the uniqueness is finally what I'd say for Pukka. So just to surmise what I think is Pukka, is I'll go with the Sapphire crystal, dial, loom, rubber strap, and the uniqueness of the watch. And would I recommend the watch? I would. I think it's a nice watch, a little bit expensive, not perfect, but if you want a statement piece, something looks a little bit different, like I said with the Sega Design Blue Planet, I think this is in that sort of ilk where it's something different, something quirky, something that's really pretty to look at, and just something separate from the norm, really. So yeah, I would recommend it, guys and girls. But more importantly than that, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.